Welcome back, guys, to another episode of D-Tron Does It. Of course, I am D-Tron and I does stuff. And this week, we are going to tackle a project that is long overdue. Of course, I've mentioned in several other videos that we have a farmhouse. And one of the key things that we wanted in our farmhouse was a farmhouse sink. Well, at least my wife wanted a farmhouse sink. So we got that. But we're used to having stainless steel sinks, which means pretty easy cleanup. This farmhouse, this is a whole nother level of sink. And it takes a whole nother level of cleaning. So I'm gonna show you what the sink looks like right now. Don't judge us. We got a lot of stuff going on. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, I know, we gotta clean this up, but that's what we're here for today. We're gonna take 3 different solutions and see which one is gonna give us the best cleaning result. And here's what we're gonna use today. So first, we're gonna use Barkeeper's Friend, which is a cleanser that can be used on multiple surfaces. Second, we're gonna use the Soft Scrub Cleanser, which has a commercial bleach additive. And lastly, we're gonna use old-fashioned distilled white vinegar and baking soda. For cleaning, we're going to use Scotch-Brite pads, and I also bought a Scrub Daddy because I like smiley faces. I'll also be using some painter's tape to tape off different sections so we can see how the products compare against each other. Alright guys, so let's get started on cleaning up the sink. Okay, so like I mentioned, I'm going to use our painter's tape to tape off different sections so that we can see how these 3 products compare against each other from this overhead view. Helpful hint, I didn't use gloves during this process, but I would definitely recommend it. Using chemicals, even if they are household chemicals, they can still irritate the skin. This is how we're going to set up our cleansers. Soft Scrub at the top, Barkeeper's Friend in the middle, baking soda and vinegar in the bottom. Each one of these products call for the surface to be wet, so that's what we're going to do. Let's wet the surface evenly so that when we apply our different cleaners, they all are working with the same area. First up is the Soft Scrub. I may have went a little heavy with the Soft Scrub. You can see almost immediately with using the Soft Scrub that the dirt starts to pull away from the surface of the sink. This is with very little scrubbing. I wiped off the lines just so I can make sure that the Soft Scrub wasn't running into the other section. And then I just gave this area a really thorough cleaning without actually scrubbing really hard. Second up, we're using Barkeeper's Friend. This is more of a powder. It came out in larger chunks than the Soft Scrub, but once we got it flowing, it did come out. I wanted to use a different pad. That way, the Soft Scrub wouldn't combine with the Barkeeper's Friend. I probably should have got 3 of the same kinds of sponges. That way we know that it wasn't the sponge doing the trick. But in this case, you can also see the Barkeeper's Friend is removing a fair amount of dirt right off of the surface of this porcelain sink. And lastly, we took the vinegar and mixed it with the baking soda. We're also going to use a new sponge on this area. So we poured the baking soda and vinegar mix directly on the area and gave it a scrub. What I learned here is that in a pinch, baking soda and vinegar may get the job done to clean a sink. But in comparison to these other 2 products, it took a lot more effort to get that dirt to rise up off of the surface of the sink. Now that we've got all 3 sections cleaned, I want to remove these sponges and we'll go ahead and rinse down the sink. This sink looks completely different than when we started. So our first section with the Soft Scrub bleach shows a very clear improvement. Secondly, our Barkeeper's Friend also shows improvement. I think the Soft Scrub left a cleaner sink area. And lastly, the baking soda and vinegar just didn't get the job done. It's got to be a no for me. And as we peel back these pieces of tape, you can see the layer of dirt that was left underneath the tape. And it also helps to contrast how much cleaner the Barkeeper's Friend and the Soft Scrub left their sections much cleaner than the vinegar and baking soda, and it is evident now that we have this painter's tape removed. So I decided, because the Soft Scrub gave the best look to the sink, that I was going to go ahead and clean the rest of the sink with the Soft Scrub instead of the Barkeeper's Friend or baking soda and vinegar. And you can see that the soft scrub is working almost immediately once it makes contact with the sink and begins to lift that dirt right away. Welcome back to the Scrub Daddy, and we'll go ahead and get this thing scrubbed down. If you're still here, which I hope you are, I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments below about what products you use to clean your farmhouse sink or your porcelain sinks. Now that the sink is all scrubbed down, I definitely have to stand behind the soft scrub cleaner with bleach. It brought our farmhouse sink back to life. The Barkeeper's Friend is still a quality product, and I would also use that if I had not come across the soft scrub. Again, in a pinch, you can use the vinegar and baking soda to get a cleaning on your sink, but I don't think that it is the best product for bringing the shine back to your farmhouse sink or porcelain sink. There it is. Yeah, I know our sink was dirty, but it's all clean now. That soft scrub, a little bit of wrist work, got the job done. As always, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notifications button. Find out when we're dropping new videos, which is every Monday and sometimes in the middle of the week. And if you decide not to like, share, or subscribe, you know what? I won't even be mad at you. Till next time, guys. Peace.